Welcome to La Liberty News Radio. Today's question of the day is, in Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, how do generational relationships impact people's views of the American dream? Literary critics Ezra Kamowitz and Michael Armankadian argue that in Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman, Willie's relationships with various individuals in the drama are used by Miller in order to further portray his views on the decaying values of the American dream. Michael Arman is going to further explore this idea through Willie's relationship with his children.
Thanks, Ezra. In this play, there have been growing tensions within the family that are especially found in the generational relationships between Willie and his children. Conflicting values within this relationship drive Miller's message of the gradually vanishing American dream, as well as the tensions between Willie, the distraught father of the situation, and Biff, the athletic child of Willie. Both Willie and Biff have often been witnessed engaging in heated arguments, further separating their relations. These arguments have constantly developed turmoil between the two to the point of complete disconnect. This detachment becomes significantly prevalent after Biff realizes that his father is not the perfect human. Biff, prior to the incident involving the woman, who is Willie's mistress, believed that his father was the perfect role model for success and achievement of the American dream. However, after seeing his father with the woman, Biff becomes angered to the point where he yells, "Don't touch me, you liar, you fake, you phony little fake," in order to further show his displeasure of Willie's decisions. Biff, extremely angered with Willie, completely separates himself with the past image of his father and all his accomplishments. Biff had previously modeled the American dream through the representation of Willie. These views change, however, after Biff witnesses his father with the woman. In this case, Biff becomes separated to the point where he creates for himself a new concept of the American dream. Biff now motivates himself to live an independent lifestyle away from his father on a farm. With this change in values, a lack of unification can be seen protecting the values of the American dream in the 1950s, making it substantially weaker than in previous eras. After this conflict, Biff begins to realize that he does not need acceptance from his father, unlike his brother Happy. Happy, the older and arguably more successful brother of Biff, is used by Miller in order to also show the decline of the American dream. Willie has fostered a different relationship with Happy than he did Biff. These differences can mainly be seen with the amount of affection in the generational relationship between Willie and his children. Biff was given a substantial amount of devotion from Willie to the point where he can worry about more significant issues. However, Happy was not given the same amount of care, leaving him to dream, in many instances, for a sign of affection from his father. Many of these hopes can be seen when Happy attempted to gain affection from his father, such as when he shows his dad that he is losing weight and he's going to get married. Many parents would pay attention to these achievements, but Willie's lack of care shows the decline of the American dream within the 1950s. As explained in C.S. Lewis's The Four Loves, he justifies that affection is responsible for 9/10 of whatever solid and durable happiness there is in our lives. Affection creates a deep-rooted and heartfelt feeling of satisfaction. Willie's inability to show his love forces Happy to separate himself from his father since there is no happiness to be felt. Happy's poor relationship with Willie explains how the American dream has vanished from the stereotypical 1950s American family, as there is no more desire for affection. Now we will go to Ezra, who will report about the American dream's relation between a different generational relationship.
Thanks, Michael Arman. Miller also uses Willie's father, who abandoned Willie as a young boy, to depict his view of the deteriorating American dream. Miller's use of Willie and his father's relationship to criticize the American dream is explained by Charlene Fix, a critic writing for the University of Michigan's Michigan Quarterly Review, when she writes that, though never acted on stage, Willie's father is so deeply embedded in the play's structure that by means of him Miller exhumes the ghost of our lost national character, probing our cultural ambivalence about identity and vocation and offering only uneasy resolution. Here, Fix is arguing that Death of a Salesman, specifically Willie's relationship with his father, is used to reveal the faded and discredited idea of the American dream. Miller believes that Americans are not able to achieve success through hard work and honorable motives, as the myth of the dream would suggest. Willie's desertion by his father as a child caused him to believe that one only needs to be well-liked and popular to achieve the American dream. Willie thought that his father abandoned him because he was not well liked, and this idea fueled his future quest for popularity. Miller's use of this idea to criticize the empty American dream is evident when Willie says to his brother Ben, "No, Ben, please tell about Dad. I want my boys to hear. I want them to know the kind of stock they spring from. All I remember is a man with a big beard, and I was in Mama's lap, sitting around a fire and some kind of high music," on page 48. Here, Willie's desperation for knowledge about his father demonstrates his feelings of abandonment and pointless desire to make up for his previous lack of adoration from his father. This desire is the central focus of Willie's search for the American dream. He fails in this search, and it eventually leads to his demise. The failure of Willie's search for the American dream, caused by his impersonal relationship with his father, depicts Arthur Miller's view that the American dream is empty and fruitless. Despite Willie's charm and good intentions for the American dream, because of his relationship to his father, he is unable to succeed. Although the American dream is supposed to represent success and good fortune, Miller sees it as a path to failure. Despite being unnamed, Willie's father and his relationship with Willie are central aspects of the drama, as they serve to portray the hollow and meaningless American dream. For Arthur Miller, it is really the American nightmare. Now Michael Arman will wrap up today's radio session.
As seen with Willie's relationships with others, Arthur Miller uses his drama Death of a Salesman in order to depict his views of the declining American dream. Willie's relationships with both his children and father allow for a deeper demonstration of the diminishing value of the American dream. Understanding Miller's representation of the American dream is necessary in order to truly understand the 1950s American lifestyle.